Hi dear viewers and friends, you are again warm welcome on this GeoEntire YouTube channel that is all about the earth. Today we will discuss an important topic which is related to the ore geology or economic geology. So that is the process of ore formation. So we will discuss in this episode one process of ore formation, that is the magmatic process of ore formation. When we see on the earth there are different minerals. And these minerals are formed because of different types of ore formation processes. So these processes may be magmatic process, sublimation process, hydrothermal process, then residual concentration, then metasomatic process, metamorphic process. So these are the different processes, and through these processes the different ores are formed. So before going to start magmatic process, so I want to clear some terminology which is related to the ore petrology or economic geology. So what is ore deposit? Ore deposits means when we look a mineral or when we take a mineral, it consists of different metals. When we extract these metals from that particular mineral and it gives profit after extraction, then and then only it is called as ore deposit. Otherwise we can't say it is deposit. Suppose we will take one example. Suppose there is a rock or mineral in which iron content is 20%. The weight of that particular mineral is 1 kg, and among this 1 kg or 1 kilogram, in which 20%, it means 200 gram, in that particular mineral there is iron deposit. So that is not a deposit. Deposit, it means when it gives profit. So for iron content it should have minimum more than 30%, that is 300 gram per kg. If such metal extracted from that particular mineral, then and then only it is called as ore deposit. Second terminology I want to clear, that is the gangue mineral. When we see there are different minerals like galena, iron, so like that. With these minerals there are some useless minerals are there, and these useless minerals are discarded during the process of extraction or the pure process of purification of these metals. This discarded material may be calcite, quartz, tourmaline, etc. And this discarded material, it is called as gangue mineral. Then tenor. Tenor, it is also one of the important terminology which is related to the economic geology. Suppose there are different mineral and having different metal content. If metal content is less than its limit, suppose iron 30%, if it is less than that particular percentage, then it is not called as ore deposits. So the tenor, how much content metal, so there should be some definite tenor of ore present. So now we will start what is magmatic process of ore formation. When we see the magma is nothing but the hot molten material of the rock. When it starts cooling and crystallization, so there is a formation of rock. During the process of this solidification, so there are different minerals are formed, different metals are formed, and these metals or these ore metals or resources are the product of the magma. So this type of process of ore formation, it is called as magmatic process of ore formation. When we see the ore formation, magmatic process of ore formation, this process is again divided into two types. So first one is the early magmatic deposits and second one is the late magmatic deposits. Early magmatic deposits, when magma comes on the Earth's surface from the great depth. So during its journey, the differentiation is taken place. There are two types of differentiation, primary differentiation and secondary differentiation. We have already seen that what is differentiation. During its journey, the magma changes its composition. From source to the end product, the magma changes its whole composition. And when magma starts solidification, at the starting, those metals, those ore are deposited at the starting of magma crystallization. That is called as early magmatic deposits. And after that, silicates are crystallized. So that is nothing but the early magmatic deposits or early magmatic process of ore formation. So these early magmatic deposits are again classified into two types. So first one is the dissemination deposits and second one is the segregation deposits. In dissemination deposits, what happens? One of the best example, that is the diamond deposits. One of the famous Indian example, that is the Panna diamond deposits. In Panna diamond deposit, what happens? The diamond deposits which are found in that area, they are the product of early magmatic deposits and dissemination, particularly dissemination deposits. They are disseminated. They are disseminated in the rock body. They are disseminated. They are not segregated. They are disseminated in the rock body. You see in my side figure how these diamonds are disseminated in the whole rock body. So in this way, the different minerals are formed. They are in the disseminated form. When magma crystallization is taken place, at the early stage of magma crystallization, they are disseminated in the host rock body. So that is nothing but the dissemination deposits. Then second, that is the segregation deposits. It is also one type of early magmatic process. In segregation, what happens? When that magma, early stage of magma having high temperature, those minerals having high density, they are segregated. Those having gravity settling velocity is high, they are settled at the bottom, and later on they are converted into the great deposits. So these deposits may be, so chromium, which is found in the ultra basic rock, it is one of the product of such type of segregation deposits. Then we will see the second, that is the late magmatic deposits. In late magmatic deposits, what happens? When the magma comes on the Earth's surface by the different processes, by differentiation, and when it goes crystallization, there are some magma crystallize at the first stage. As the temperature decreases, the magma get solidification is taken place. After solidification, the remaining magma, when the temperature is decreases, remaining magma having some economic minerals, economic metals, different gems, or these type of late magmatic deposits having great composition of iron and titanium. When these residual magma, this is nothing but the residual magma, when crystallized finally, and there is a formation of different types of metals. So these metals are the product of the late magmatic deposits. So this late magmatic deposit process is again classified into four types. One is the residual liquid segregation, second one the residual liquid injection, immiscible liquid segregation, and immiscible liquid injection. So these are the four processes. So first we will see residual liquid segregation. Residual liquid segregation, what happens? It is the process of late magmatic process. When residual magma, the last stage of magma, going to crystallize. So this residual magma consists of different types of metals or minerals. These type of magma having high content of iron, and generally most of the magnetite deposits, magnetite is ore of iron, and this magnetite is product of the residual liquid segregation. Segregation means they are segregated. There comes at one point when magma comes on the earth surface, it takes one position, and these magma concentrate or residual magma concentrate at one place, and there is a formation of some deposits. So one of the best example is the magnetite. It is one of the product of this residual liquid segregation. And when we see these deposits, they are concordant. They are not discordant. They are concordant. They are showing some bedding pattern. So this is characteristic feature of this residual liquid segregation. Then second process, that is the residual liquid injection. In residual liquid, what happens? The residual magma, when it goes from one place to the another place, they are injected from its original position to the another position. So that is nothing but the residual liquid injection. And this residual liquid is again rich of iron, and most of the ilmenite and magnetite deposits are also product of this residual liquid injection. Then third process, that is the immiscible liquid segregation. Immiscible means when two or more, when we see the water and kerosene, so there is a density difference, and that's why the kerosene and water, they are separated. Such type of phenomenon also happening in the formation of some metal deposits. So we will see most of the sulfide deposits, when the mafic magma crystallize, then there is a sulfides get separate from the silicates, and these sulfides cools, and lastly there is a formation of sulfide rich liquid, gives some sulfide, iron, nickel and cobalts. So these are the some products. So these are the some metals which are formed due to the immiscible liquid segregation. And fourth process, that is the immiscible liquid injection. In immiscible liquid injection, what happens? The most of the rock, most of the magma, they are in the immiscible position, or this is the last stage of solidification. And this residual magma having different metals, having different density. There are some sulfides are there, there are some other metals are there. They are not mixing with each other. So because of that, they are injected from one rock to another rock. It's changed its original position, and they are deposited in the next position. And in this way, there is formation of immiscible liquid injection deposits, and this is the process of ore formation. Most of the deposits, those are formed by this process. So that's why the magmatic process of ore formation, it is very, very important. So friends, in this episode we have seen that how the magmatic process is classified, how the different types of deposits are formed by this type of process, and what are the different deposits which are formed by this process, that we have entirely seen in this episode. If you like my video, share and subscribe my YouTube channel, that is GeoEntire, all about there. Thank you.